Hey guys, this is Gopi back with another video. In this video, we are going to discuss about the last pillar of OOPS, which is nothing but polymorphism. As like any other video, here also I have created one class called poly, and within that I have declared the main method. To demonstrate polymorphism, I'll be creating one or two classes and then we'll be discussing that as like any other video. First, let's discuss what is polymorphism. As we all know that OOPS contains 4 different pillars. One is encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and the last one is polymorphism. Polymorphism means that one in many form, to be more precise. Okay, one in many form. What can be in a one in many form? It could be a class, it could be an interface. That's what we call it as a polymorphism. Polymorphism have 2 different types. One is overloading, another one is overriding. Overloading happen within a class between multiple methods in the class. But in case of overriding, we will be having that override between 2 different classes. That's what the differences are. Overloading is also called as static binding or build time polymorphism. Dynamic binding is also called as overriding. So those are all the alias names of overloading and overriding. In this video, we will be most probably discussing about overloading. Then we will be discussing overriding in our upcoming video. First, let me create a class. Public class, you can give any name. Since this is an overloading example, right? I just name it as overloading. So now we have an overloading class. Within this, I am going to have a method. Overloading means you have a 2 different method. Both method name going to be same but different parameter and different parameter type. Let's take that example of addition of 2 numbers, 3 numbers an example. That would be most popular and easy to understand. So let me have public integer add method. This method accepts 2 parameter. Now return a plus b. This everyone knows it. We have a function. The function name is add. I have an integer, that's a return type, and then I have 2 different parameter a and b. So whatever the value I am getting, I just add it and return. You can write it like this, or else we have a shortened form, which is you don't need this curly braces. You can remove this return as well. So let me have an arrow. So this is a kind of shortened version. Now let me declare the same method. Public integer add int a comma int b. Then obviously I will be getting a plus b. Now you can see that I am getting error. Overloading example already define a member called add with the same parameter type. Within this class, you have a member called add with the 2 parameter. You will not allowed to declare the same method name with same number of parameter. That's restriction. How will I achieve this overloading? We can add one more parameter. Integer c. Then I will be having plus c. Now you can see that the error gone, and if I try to build the application, it will build without any error because this is acceptable, 100% legal. So you will not get any error. You can see that the build is succeeded. Now how will I able to call this? How will I able to invoke the member? Let's give an example. Overloading. Let me create an object a equal to new overloading. Now I will be using this a object dot, you can use add member. Now I have 2 different methods, right? So if I wanted to invoke, you can see once I put the parenthesis, you can see I am getting integer overloading a int a comma int b. But here you can see 1 of 2. That means the class overloading example have a 2 different method in the name add. One accept 2 parameter. Another one accept 3 parameter. Which one you wanted to invoke? Let me try to pass a and b and then semicolon. And then I will be, let me try to enclose this within a console.write line. Would be easy. So now let me duplicate this line and then invoke another method. Let me run the program by pressing F5. So here you can see that I get addition of 2 number which is nothing but 3, addition of 3 number which is nothing but 6. So we get the expected result. Now what we can do is, let me change the type. Let me change this to decimal. Also, let me remove the last parameter c. Okay. Now you can say I am getting error. Overload consider only the parameter count and also parameter type. Now you can see, right, the build error is gone. If I try to execute, I'll be getting error because here you can see no overload for method that take 3 arguments because we haven't corrected that. Let me remove 3. Let me have 5 instead of 2. Now I didn't have any error. You now know the best understanding of overloading works. Let me press F5. You can see I get the result of 3 and 6 as like expected one. Now let me try to reiterate whatever we discussed so far. Polymorphism is nothing but one in many form. It could be a class or interface. There are 2 types of polymorphism. One is nothing but overload, another one is overriding. We were discussing about overloading in this video, so I created one class called overloading example. Within this class, I created one member with the name add that accepts 2 different parameters and then return the addition of those 2 arguments. I will be creating one more method with the same name which is not acceptable in C#. You will be getting error because class won't be able to have same method name twice. Now what I do is I just change the parameter count. This method have 2 parameter. I'll be having 3 parameter in the new implementation. That is completely acceptable, which is nothing but overloading. Also, you can change the data type. Now you can see I have changed the data type of this add method from integer to decimal, but still have a 2 different parameter. This is acceptable, so it will work without any error. We have already discussed the output as well. This is how you will be achieving overloading in C#. In the upcoming video, we will be discussing about dynamic binding, which is nothing but overriding. Till then, bye.